Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow, and I'm coming to you here this early morning here at Straightway because I have a few things that I need to address to you, the people, the public out there. I understand that we live in very volatile times, as the days would show and have it for all of us to understand. But I also understand exactly what it means by being in the time that we're in. Now, I'm sitting and watching news sources, especially news sources that are independent from the mainstream news media. You're not going to get it from them anyway whatsoever at all because they are controlled by the establishment. But I'm sitting and watching continually civil liberties being eroded from the American people left and right. And some time ago, I made a statement. If you don't know who your enemy is, then you deserve exactly what you get. I want to do something that a lot of Americans just don't seem to find time to do, and nor do they think that it's very important for them to do. You know what I'm going to actually do? I'm going to read you the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. Now, let me first establish order, precedence, and perspective from the very outset. Number one, I believe in being a commandment keeper first and foremost above the oath or above the Constitution. And I think that seems to be the problem with a lot of Americans today, is because their leaders are not putting things in proper order and perspective. You see, first and foremost, if you claim to be or claim to have salvation, if you claim that, then your first and foremost allegiance is to the kingdom of heaven. And that's just the truth. Now, while we live here on this earth, we've got certain things that we as human beings literally have a right to do. And one of them is to exist and to live free. That's true. But I know that it's a pretty rare thing for people to utilize in the time that we're living in right now, which is having the ability to read and comprehend what you are reading. But I'm sitting and watching as President Barack Hussein Obama, now watch this, along with the 535 so-called elected officials. I hear my words very carefully. So-called elected officials that's supposed to represent the best interests of the general populace of the United States of America. You know just as well as I do that we have no representation. As a matter of fact, our taxes are continuing to keep going up and up and up, as the only solution that they have to this economic crisis is to print more money. That's it. That's the only solution. They can use all the rhetoric, all the sideshows, all the stage playing, all they want. But the only solution that they have is to print more money. You know why? Because they are finished. This country is finished. And you need to know that. But if you continually keep functioning after old mindsets, the way you have been trained and manipulated and coerced to believe that a society to function, you're not going to be ready. You're not going to have yourself ready. Neither you're going to take the order that you should be taking. Neither you're going to take the necessary steps that you should be taking in order to preserve yourself. Self-preservation. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and read the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. Listen what it says. Amendment number 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people to peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievance. Well, you can just go ahead and take this Constitution, ball it up, and throw that on the way, because that's exactly what they've done. Now we've got SWAT teams in a so-called free country. You know, the whole world looking outside in, and the only thing that the mainstream news media show people is people waving red, white, and blue flags with stars and stripes in it and claiming all this freedom and liberty and stuff, and people, hey, they desire that. But the truth is, we're very fascist and communist and socialist in nature, because we're not free. The people now, the government, our government has just now waged war. And it's amazing that I think it was 3 or only 4 total congressmen, total senators actually voted against this. Our Congress cannot get together and actually come to an agreement of what to do about this economic situation. They do all this wrestling, this stage playing and stuff, and they're totally divided. No, hey, partisan, bipartisan, we're going to be bipartisan. But then all of a sudden, guess what? They're totally in agreement when it comes to putting up barriers and putting up walls against you, the American people, from protesting their government for redress and agreement. Is that not remarkable and amazing? Is it not? I've told you once, I've said it again. You're not electing anybody. You are selecting. The powers that be are the ones who is electing. If you don't get this and you don't understand this, that's why Pastor Dow keeps saying over and over again, you deserve exactly what you get. I think the problem is that when you go to these churches, you get these bootlicking, lying, jackleg dog of preachers set up and lying to you about the way things are going. Then you cut on the news media and you're flooded with more lies. You need to grasp more independent sources. You know, if my understanding of history is right, when the British were coming, I think I read the pastors and everybody who was in those particular providences. You know what they did? They would preach the sermon, and then they would grab their muskets, grab their rifles, and they'd go out to fight. Well, guess what? No way in hell does this particular country, especially the powers that be, want you people to ever grasp a concept or understand a concept like that. I question people who take these government jobs who have actually turned around and made American citizens the terrorists. Well, America, I don't know how long it's going to take. I really don't. But hey, I tell you what, the sleeping giant is slowly awakened, but I don't know how long it's going to take. They got SWAT team in Miami arresting people. They've already made it against the law, literally against the law, to actually protest anywhere around what they call a governing official. Man, I feel like I'm living in Edward Longshanks time. I tell you what said you?